We all knew M was never exactly the symbol of loyalty, but this time, he slipped big, and the receipts are louder than ever. A mystery woman has leaked private DMs, and the scandal is so chaotic that even Yandy had to jump into the situation. But who is this woman? How did she get these messages, and what did Yandy do the moment she found out? Because trust and believe. When Yandy senses some nonsense, somebody is going to face the consequences. And of course, social media detectives are already zooming in on every pixel of every screenshot, connecting dots like they're working for the FBI. So is M really out here playing dirty behind Yandy's back? Or is there a deeper story we haven't uncovered yet? Stay tuned, because we're breaking down every messy detail, and you're not ready for this tea. Alert after alert started hitting the timeline because this man landed himself in one of the juiciest, pettiest, and most chaotic scandals of the entire year. And when we say caught, we mean caught red-handed trapped in his own lies with no wiggle room at all. You know that feeling when you're scrolling through your feed mindlessly and suddenly a massive scandal jumps out of nowhere? That's how this entire situation began. A mystery woman decided it was time to reveal everything happening between her and M behind Yandy's back. And let me be clear, this wasn't a cute little cheating rumor. This was a fully exposed relationship, complete with evidence and a timeline. One leak turned into a flood so quickly that nobody even had a chance to blink before the internet was drowning in screenshots. And this wasn't recycled drama. This was brand new, high-level chaos. So, let's break down exactly what went down. Who is this woman? Why is she coming forward now? And what does all of this mean for M and Yandy's relationship? Because the receipts were not light. Voice notes, hotel info, dates, screenshots. Everything was out in the open and none of it looked good. To really understand how things spiraled, we have to rewind. For anyone who has followed M's history, this isn't the first time he's been caught in drama. From legal trouble to baby mama issues to tension in his marriage with Yandy, there's always been something brewing around him. But this woman didn't just speak. She came with evidence that looked extremely real. Her screenshots were so detailed they even showed the iPhone battery percentage. According to her, she and M weren't just casually talking. They were spending money on weekend getaways, having long late-night conversations, and exchanging "I miss you" texts like they were in a committed relationship. Anyone who thought she was just another random woman trying to start drama was proven wrong pretty quickly. She brought timestamps, hotel receipts, voice messages, and more. And the most damaging part? The messages showed M saying he felt trapped in his marriage. Trapped? By the same woman who stood by him during his incarceration, protected his name, took care of their children, and held the family together? The nerve is unbelievable.
And Yandy?
She's been in the entertainment world long enough to understand when someone is feeding her nonsense, so she wasn't about to let this slide quietly. Just when it seemed like the scandal had reached its limit, everything exploded again. More women came forward. First one, then two, then suddenly a wave of women sharing their own screenshots, claiming M was in their DMs too. The patterns matched, the messages were similar, and the stories lined up a little too well. So now the question is, was M living a whole double life? Or is someone trying extremely hard to take him down? The content of the leaked messages didn't help his case. These weren't harmless, "Hey beautiful" texts. These were emotional, future-planning conversations, trips, vacations, promises, and intimate talks that sounded like he was building an entirely separate relationship. He was saying things no married man should ever say. "I feel stuck. I don't know if Yandy is really the one, and I just want to feel happy again." Sir, the woman who held everything together while you were gone might not be the one. It's wild, and the internet isn't letting him breathe. Social media is full of jokes and memes claiming M must have lost his mind because there's no way he fumbled a woman like Yandy. And to make things worse, people are now digging up old love and hip-hop clips of M acting shady, using them as proof that the signs were always there. Once the dots started connecting, things went from bad to disastrous for M. And let's be real, this isn't his first time getting called out for stepping outside the lines. Who could forget when he went on national TV and boldly claimed he wouldn't have held Yandy down if the roles were reversed? The red flags were waving in our faces from the very beginning. But just when we thought the situation couldn't possibly escalate further, Yandy found out. Now listen. Yandy is not the type of woman who sits quietly in a corner, wiping tears and hoping it all goes away. Absolutely not. She saw the DMs, she saw the screenshots, and she saw every message. And when I say she was furious, that's an understatement. If you thought part one of this mess was wild, buckle up because what happened next made the first half look like a warm-up. What exactly did M think was going to happen? Yandy is the call your phone 20 times, show up at your front door, flip a table, and ask you to repeat it to her face type of woman. She's not going to sit back and let embarrassment walk all over her. And honestly, what excuse could M possibly come up with? These weren't rumors, these were cold, hard receipts. And the worst part? Yandy didn't find out through a whisper, a friend, or a private investigator. Nope. She learned about her husband's double life the exact same way the rest of us did, straight off the internet. Imagine waking up, checking your phone, scrolling through Instagram, only to see your husband's cheating scandal trending worldwide. I don't care how calm you normally are, that would push anybody to the edge. Let's take a minute to talk about Yandy, though. She's not the emotional meltdown, crying on live type. Yandy has been in this industry long enough to know how to handle a crisis. She's strategic. She's calculated. She's a businesswoman before anything else. If M thought she was going to crumble quietly, he miscalculated badly. The moment she saw the screenshots, she didn't argue online, didn't tweet, didn't post a single word. She went silent, completely silent. So what does she do next? She starts calling M nonstop. And guess what? He doesn't answer. Now tell me, why would an innocent man ignore his wife's calls during the biggest scandal of his life? Exactly. Meanwhile, the internet refused to let him catch a break. Every time he tried to post anything, the comments section filled with clown emojis. One person even said, "Bro, just deactivate at this point." While he was hiding, Yandy was making moves behind the scenes. And her next step left everyone stunned. Instead of engaging in the social media chaos, she packed her bags, booked a flight, and left for business. And where did she go? Miami. Now you and I both know Miami is where the real drama happens. And guess who else just happened to be in Miami? Yep. The mystery woman. Once the internet started piecing that together, it turned into a full-scale investigation. People were saying Yandy flew down there to get answers straight from the source. And honestly, that sounds exactly like something she'd do. She's too smart to take M's version of the story at face value. But right when we thought the scandal had peaked, it got even messier. Another woman entered the chat. A second set of messages leaked, this time with even more damaging evidence. Voicemails, FaceTime screenshots, and Cash App transactions. Oh yes, M wasn't just entertaining these women. He was spending money on them. And money trails always take a situation from messy to catastrophic. The internet devoured the drama instantly. People were comparing him to Future, saying he was out here funding side chicks like he was running a charity. And who saw all of it? Yandy. When she finally decided to break her silence, she didn't do a sit-down interview. She didn't rant on Instagram Live. She did something 10 times more savage. She posted one single picture. And not just any picture. She was standing next to a certain someone, her ex-friend. When I tell you the internet exploded, I mean exploded. People were losing their minds over how smooth and strategic she flipped the narrative. And this wasn't a casual link-up photo either. The pose was close. The smiles were real. And the caption? A dagger straight to the heart. In one move, Yandy made it clear. She was done. Truly done. And now it wasn't just strangers on social media clowning M. His own wife was making him look like the biggest fool in the room. M's marriage is hanging on by a thread. He's trending for all the wrong reasons, and the internet has already picked its side. And spoiler alert, it's not his. So, what happens now? Yandy did the one thing every unfaithful man fears. She leveled up. She stepped out looking flawless, glowing, confident, and showing the world that she is still very much that girl. And, of course, now that she's moving on and focusing on herself, suddenly, M wants to talk. Now his phone magically works. Now he wants to explain. But the real question is, does Yandy even care to hear it? Is M trying to pull the classic, "I'm a changed man, baby take me back" routine? Or is this officially the end of one of reality TV's most iconic couples? Hold on, because just when you think the mess is settling, another twist drops out of nowhere. And trust me, this next one flips everything upside down. Yandy unfollowing M was only step one. She didn't just hit that unfollow button. She went full purge mode. Anniversary posts? Deleted. Cute selfies together?
Gone.
Couple goals captions? Erased. If you know celebrity culture, you already know what that means. This wasn't a soft breakup. This was a message. Meanwhile, M is scrambling behind the scenes trying to do damage control. His PR team rushed out a statement claiming the leaked DMs were misinterpreted and the mystery woman was just an old friend. But nobody was buying that story, especially because women were coming forward left and right hinting they might have their own stories with them. The more he tried to deny, the more screenshots, recordings, and even a blurry club video popped up showing a man who looked a whole lot like him hugging someone who definitely wasn't Yandy. But while M is ducking interviews, skipping appearances, and trying to disappear into the shadows, Yandy is playing the long game. She makes her first public appearance at a charity event, looking immaculate, polished, and completely unbothered. The paparazzi go wild. Blogs instantly pick up the photos. Rumors spread like wildfire. And while Yandy is giving elegance and class, M is giving panic and silence. Reports claim he's been trying to meet with Yandy privately to tell his side, but insiders say Yandy isn't interested. Not right now. Maybe not ever. And the so-called other woman? She's not fading away either. She's stepping deeper into the spotlight. Interviews, cryptic posts, hints that even more tea exists. She even tweeted, "If the truth hurts now, wait till the whole truth shocks you," sending the internet into another spiral. People are convinced she's prepared to drop even more receipts. And as if things weren't bad enough for M, an old interview clip resurfaces. The one where he said he wouldn't stick around if Yandy cheated on him. That video is everywhere. Fans are calling him out for being tough when it came to Yandy, but completely silent now that he's in the hot seat. Social media is roasting him daily. Comments like, "Once a cheater, always a cheater," and "Sis, don't take back a man who embarrassed you publicly," fill every post. And remember, this isn't the first time M has been caught up in drama. But this time hits different. The betrayal is public. The evidence is undeniable. And Yandy is moving with the energy of a woman who is done. Then, out of nowhere, Yandy posts a single black screen Instagram story with a message. A woman's intuition is never wrong. And just when that started trending, M's mother, Mama Judy, jumped in to defend her son. She said people were exaggerating and insisted M loves his family. But fans were not buying it. Someone even commented, "Girl, be serious. He's the one caught, not us." We find out Yandy and M are working on a new business venture together, a couples retreat series they planned to launch soon. Now, the timing is a disaster. Not only is their marriage sinking, but their joint business is falling apart too. M's silence isn't helping. Every day he refuses to speak. More receipts seem to appear, and Yandy seems more certain she's ready to walk away for good. And that brings us to the biggest question. Is Yandy preparing to cut M out of their businesses completely? Because from the outside looking in, it sure seems like it. Meanwhile, M looks guilty, overwhelmed, and exposed. Between the leaked DMs, the club footage, the multiple women, and the disappearing act, he looks caught. Fully caught. So, is this the end of Mendeecees and Yandy's relationship? Will Yandy finally choose herself and walk away for good? People online are practically begging her to leave. And honestly, this drama is far from over. More receipts are coming. More interviews will surface.
And Yandy?
She definitely has more to say. But what do you think? Should Yandy finally cut him loose for good? Are these women telling the truth? Or are they chasing their moment in the spotlight? One thing is certain. This story isn't slowing down anytime soon. Turn on your notifications because when the next set of receipts drop, you already know we'll be here to break down every detail.